Fall camp is right around the corner, but for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, it's all about recruiting this upcoming weekend. This is the last major recruiting weekend before the dead period starts, and the Dogs have a massive group of visitors and prospects coming to town this weekend. A lot of current commitments, a lot of big-time targets, several 5-stars in both the 25 and the 26 class. So it is a crazy recruiting weekend in Athens. It's going to be a party, and I'm going to break down all of that and more in today's video. We're going to talk about the big targets in town, the big commitments, a lot going on. I'm going to get to that in just a second because this is a big video. But first, quickly, I want to plug collegebronze.com. This is where you can get the #1 Georgia Bulldog statue on the market today. Get yours with a promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. All the information can be found in the description below in this video, so make sure you do that. Get yours today so you have it for the football season. You're not going to find anything like it on the market, so get yours today, promo code DAWGPOST. Okay, let's talk about the commitments in town first. Let's start off with Talon Taylor. He's the highest ranked wide receiver commitment that Georgia has in this upcoming 2025 class. He's ranked as the #8 wide receiver prospect, #48 overall player in the country. And he's from Illinois, 6'1", 175. Big deal. He's going to be in town this weekend. And I'm going to go over these commitments first. I know everyone wants to talk about the targets, and I promise you I'm going to get to that in a second because there's still some major uncommitted targets out there. Several of them I think are leaning Georgia's way that will be in town this weekend, and I'm going to get to that, I promise. But I do want to knock out these commitments first. 4-star cornerback Shamari Earls, one of the fastest rising prospects in the country. He's a borderline 5-star, 6'2", 205. Knows how to run. He's one of the fastest players in this current class that's committed to Georgia, and he's doing it at 205. He's the #6 cornerback prospect, #65 overall prospect in the country. Big deal. As well as Christian Garrett, a local 4-star defensive tackle out of Prince Avenue Christian. If you're familiar with this channel, if you're a Dog Post member, you know all about this young man. He's the #11 defensive tackle in the country, the #129 overall prospect, made 86 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks last season. More importantly, led Prince Avenue to a second consecutive state championship. Darren Ikenagbin, another promising edge defender, 6'6", 255. He is from New Jersey. Easy to see the potential he brings. He's the #10 edge defender, #78 overall prospect in the country. He's a top 100 player, out-of-state kid. He's barely been playing football for a few years now. His best football is still way ahead of him. He committed to Georgia during Georgia's spring game back in April. He's going to be in town again. That's a big deal. Ryan Montgomery, 4-star quarterback commitment out of Findlay, Ohio, 6'3", 215. He's ranked as the #10 quarterback prospect in the country, #139 overall, threw for 3,000 yards last year, 38 touchdowns, ran for 10 more touchdowns, threw for 70% completion percentage. Georgia's lone commitment that they're going to sign in this 25 class. Big deal. He's going to be in town with his recruiting hat on, recruiting and helping Georgia finish off a strong 25 class, and he's going to be in the ear of some of these 26 prospects for sure. And then Ethan Barbour. I've been saying his name incorrectly for 2 years. He actually called me out on it, thankfully, last week. I thought he was the one who told me how to pronounce his name. Obviously, that was incorrect. That was wrong. So shout out to Ethan Barbour, one of my favorite players in this class. He caught 49 passes last year, 966 yards, 12 touchdowns, 6'3", 240, plays a position like a receiver, one of the top tight ends in America. He's going to be in town this weekend. Really hope I pronounced it right that time. Ethan Barbour. Either way, big deal. He's awesome. Great kid, phenomenal football player. Georgia fans are going to love him. Dontrell Glover, 4-star interior offensive lineman out of Langston Hughes, is going to be in town. And then Jared Curtis, a 5-star quarterback commitment in the 26 class. He's going to be in town as well. He's the #1 quarterback prospect in the country. He's the #7 overall prospect in the country for the 26 class. I'm looking in the corner because my son is supposed to be asleep. He's not. He's bouncing. He's ready for this weekend, right? He hears me talking about all these 5-stars. I'm going to talk about more in just a second. But this is a massive, massive visitor list, and he's trying to break out of his room and come join me. Actually, he loves this bulldog right here. He pets it every morning on his way downstairs. He absolutely loves it. So if you have a young kid, again, make sure you get your bulldog promo code DAWGPOST. But yeah, Jared Curtis is a big deal at a Nashville Christian. Threw for over 2,500 yards last year, 25 touchdowns, 543 rushing yards, 13 more scores. Georgia fans are going to love this kid. He's a 5-star for a reason. He is the future of Georgia football at the quarterback spot. Okay, now the targets. The guys I'm about to talk about this second, these first two, I have not confirmed with them directly, but I've heard from other people that they will be in town. And that's Elijah Griffin, the 5-star from Savannah, one of the top players in the country, and Justice Terry, the 5-star defensive tackle from Manchester. Two elite, game-changing defenders, defensive linemen, really, from the state of Georgia. Of course, Justice Terry, former Georgia commitment, flipped to Southern Cal. I told y'all he was not going to sign with Southern Cal, and he hasn't flipped, but he's uncommitted. He backed off his Southern Cal commitment. He's uncommitted, but like I've been reporting for a while now, I do expect him to commit back to the University of Georgia and sign with Georgia in this class. But I don't think he's going to be making that decision until closer to signing day, along with Elijah Griffin, another game changer. He's one of the best overall prospects in the country, not just defenders, not just defensive linemen. He's one of the best overall players, 6'4", 6'5", 280, 290, around there. Just lived in the backfield last year, can stop the run, attack the quarterback. That's a guy that offenses have to game plan for. There's no doubt about it. I've been saying for a while now that Georgia's in a really good position to land him, and I still believe that today. So I'm hoping to hear back from them directly, and I'll add them to the list that I'm reading over on Dawg Post right now. If you're a Dawg Post member, you've been looking at this visitor list that I've had up on the site for close to 24 hours now. Actually, by the time this video is out, it's been like 48 plus hours. I published this story on Tuesday. I continue to add big names. I'll probably add more names to this list by the time you're watching this video. So make sure you go to Dawg Post to read all about these guys. It's not just names. It's a breakdown of each of these prospects. You can read that over on Dawg Post. But I do expect hearing from others, not them directly just yet, but Elijah Griffin, Justice Terry do plan on being in Athens this weekend. That is huge. That is a big, big deal. Another big deal, 5-star offensive lineman Jackson Cantwell out of Missouri. Now, he's an out-of-state kid. I think he is ranked as the #1 offensive tackle prospect. I wasn't going to say OT, but I could say it. Offensive tackle prospect. He's the #4 overall prospect in the country for the 26 class. He's a decorated track and field athlete for Nixa High School in Missouri. I'm not saying Georgia leads, but they are firmly in the mix. If this kid dropped the top 5, I would expect Georgia to be in it. If he drops the top 3, wouldn't surprise me at all if Georgia were in it. And if they don't take an elite offensive tackle in this current 25 class, which they may not, right now they've got a lot of promising interior linemen. But if Jackson Cantwell sees an opportunity at Georgia to come in and play, then I think there's a real chance they land him. Missouri is in the mix. Ohio State, of course, is in the mix, but Georgia firmly in the mix and has been for a while for the 6'7", 305-pounder. I believe he's at Alabama and LSU while he's in the South this weekend taking visits. But Georgia's one of 3 visits, and I believe he'll be there on Saturday. Massive, massive deal. This is one of the best players in the country by a mile. He is a shining 5-star that Georgia fans need to know about. Another kid in state, Aaron Gregory, 4-star wide receiver out of Douglas County. I went and saw him earlier this spring. He said that he was hearing from other schools more than Georgia, but he's a big deal. Getting him back on campus and seeing more of what Georgia has to offer is going to go a long way. He's the #30 overall prospect in the country. He caught 41 passes last year as a sophomore for 795 yards, 8 touchdowns, great ball skills. He's got good size. He is a guy who can open the screen game. He's a promising route runner. He can get open, but he can test defenses vertically too. So he's one of the best wide receivers, not only in Georgia, but across the South for that 26 class. So Georgia's got some ground to make up here, and they have an opportunity to do that this weekend. Jordan Edmonds is a 4-star athlete out of Sprayberry High School, Cobb County. I used to live in that East Cobb area, but he's a guy that was offered by Georgia as a defensive back. As my son continues to bang on the door, I got to go get him. I got to wrap this up. This kid just wants to play. He wants to play. I got to put some pads on him. 2 years old, but the kid wants to ball. And then Nayland Scott is a 4-star wide receiver from Kennesaw Mountain High School. I'm sorry, this is bad YouTubing, but I can just hear him just banging on that door. 6'3", 195, brings a lot of speed to the table. He's going to be in town this weekend. So overall, there's other prospects too. I want y'all to go to Dog Post to read the rest of this list, but a lot of commitments, a lot of targets. 2 5-star defenders in the 25 class are going to be in town, more in the 26 class. Massive group, and this is the final recruiting weekend before fall camp starts, the dead period starts, and recruiting takes a giant step backwards. As far as, what's important. College coaches are going to be focused on their team. High school is going to be focused on their high school team. These prospects aren't going to worry about recruiting nearly as much after this weekend. So last final weekend, and you can read all the insider scoop over on Dog Post. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. Get your Bulldog today, promo code Dog Post. All the information is in the description below in this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the website.